system. A Maryland mom sentenced to 45 years in prison for suffocating her two young children with plastic bags back in 2014.
Sonya Spoon of Cheverly pleaded guilty to second-degree murder in the deaths of her 3-year-old and 1-year-old. Her mom says she tried to kill herself with the kids. Both sides in the courtroom agreed that the system failed those children.
And this failure is something legislators have had 3 chances to fix, and they still haven't managed to solve the problem. WUSA 9's Scott Broom is live in Prince George's County to tell us more. Scott?
Well, the news of the day is Sonya Spoon was sentenced to 45 years in prison today for suffocating her own kids with plastic bags and duct tape, trying to do the same thing to herself. But both prosecutors and defense lawyers told me today that the sentence isn't really what the news is.
Instead, they said Sonya Spoon's kids could have been protected.
We have 2 unresponsive children here.
Spoon was in the middle of a critical, depressive, suicidal meltdown in September of 2014. She had been hospitalized, told doctors what she might do. She even wrote it down, but the doctors sent her home to Cheverly. And prosecutor Angela Alsobrooks said there is no law that says they had to tell anyone.
The hospital never notified the police that this young lady was being released to go home after she had threatened to kill her children. Nobody notified social services so that they could have intervened and gone in to get these children out of the home. This is a gaping loophole.
Spoon's postpartum depression and traumatic brain injury were all part of the equation, according to her lawyers.
So people knew, doctors knew the danger that these children were in. They knew the danger that she was in. She was suicidal, she was homicidal. They kept her in for 3 days, and as her mother said in court, against the mother's pleas and wishes, they released her anyway after 3 or 4 days.
Spoon killed her own kids by wrapping their heads in plastic bags and duct tape. Then Spoon's mother testified today that Spoon did the same thing to herself, but survived. Despite her mental illness, Spoon pleaded guilty, which the prosecutor called justice.
She had some presence of mind, the presence of mind to use duct tape, the presence of mind to make up a lie directly following the murder. She didn't. She's not a victim. These children are victims.
So prosecutor Alsobrooks has been crusading to pass a law here in Maryland to force doctors and other professionals in mental health situations like this to report them. But the issues are complex, not the least of which is patient confidentiality and trust to make sure that patients can feel comfortable talking to their doctors without the fear of losing their kids. The bill has died in the legislature here in Maryland 3 years running, so on that count, nothing has changed. In Upper Marlboro, Scott Broom, WUSA 9.
Scott, thanks. Spoon is appealing to serve her 45-year sentence at Maryland's Patuxent Institution, which is focused on treatment of mental health issues.
Developing today, fired FBI